Well, my name is Chris Strotz, and I'm the proud parent of a kindergartner again this year, and we're back at Baker School, where all the kindergarten classes at Baker have culminated their week of activities by having their big Thanksgiving feast. I'm standing in Mrs. Pookman's kindergarten class right now in front of a teepee, and all of the moms are getting the tables ready while the children are downstairs making an Indian craft. The mothers have worked very hard fixing turkeys and corn muffins, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, all of the special Thanksgiving fixings that go along with having that special dinner. This is where the Kindergarten Children's Day begins. They've all come down to the Nutrition Center here at Baker, where they're making what we call wampum beads. And these are kind of clever this year because the mothers have taken different shapes and sizes of macaroni. They've dyed them with food coloring and rubbing alcohol, and then they've dried them on paper towels. So the macaroni is dry right now, and the children will string these on different colors of yarn and string. The other thing that they're working on too is called a pine cone turkey, and each child has a pine cone with 5 or 6 different colored feathers, and they get to make their own little pine cone turkey. So each table is very busy with gluing and coloring and pasting and stringing beads and having a great time. Another craft that the children are going to make are called shakers, which will be used to do their war dances and some of their games and activities when they go back upstairs to go back into their classrooms. Here's the little pine cone turkey that they're working on. You can see that it has different colored feathers made out of construction paper and a nice size pine cone. These are called the shakers, and each child will be making one of these out of paper plates and beans, and they shake. There's been a lot of preparation. Mrs. Henderson has worked very, very hard to organize everything and get it ready for today. She's a very enthusiastic mother and has spent a number of hours getting the beans ready and the beads ready and all the different activities that the children are working on today. Mrs. Thompson, whose alias today is Little Running Bear, is one of the kindergarten teachers here at Baker, and her morning class is here today. The children here at Baker are dressed in some terrific costumes representing Indians and pilgrims. Most of the things that they have on, they made themselves. The teachers have helped them during the last couple of weeks, making their headdresses and their pilgrim hats, their bonnets, and they really have had a good time doing it also. They each had their choice of whether they wanted to be an Indian or a pilgrim. A lot of them earned their feathers in the Indian headdresses by doing special tasks in the classroom. And this has been a lot of fun for them because they will come home from school and say, "Mom, I've earned another feather today." The beads are so colorful that they look very much like some of the jewelry that grown-ups are wearing right now, the grown-up women are wearing. And they really, really look nice when they're strung and around the children's necks. Chris, I noticed that you got on a costume. Can you tell me about your costume?
It's a pilgrim.
Did you make it? Did you make your hat?
No, my mom made it.
It really looks great. Can you turn your head just a little bit so we can see the back of it? That is really a nice hat. Tell me about what you're doing down here.
Well, I made a turkey, and we're making wampum bead necklaces.
Well, what is this? Can you recognize what this is? This
These
stuff?
are wampum beads.
But what was it before Mommy colored it?
It was only plain noodles.
Yep, just good old macaroni, huh?
Yeah,
I think this is terrific. Now I notice you're starting to string your beads here.
yeah.
Okay. And can you show me your turkey, your pine cone turkey?
We just made little lines on it like that, so it looked like a real feather.
They look wonderful. Thank you for talking to us. Whitney, can you tell me what you're working on right now?
I'm working on a necklace.
Can you tell me what you're using?
Wampum beads.
Are you using a special pattern as you're stringing your necklace?
Yes.
Tell me what's in the middle of it.
A feather. 2 feathers.
Okay. Would you hold up your turkey for us? Show it to the... There, see? This is Whitney's turkey. That is really, really nice. Have you had a favorite thing that you'd like to do today?
I like this part.
That's what I thought. Well, I really like your hat. Did you make that?
Yes.
It looks very nice, and it looks like the real thing. Thank you. We're going to talk to Mark Denherter now. Mark's dressed up as a...
Indian.
Did you make your own costume?
No.
How did you earn your feathers?
Phone number and some other stuff.
Did you put it all together in school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you tell me what you're working on right now?
A necklace.
I don't think she's going to interview everybody. Just keep stringing it.
Have you made a turkey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you show it to me?
Where did that thing go?
Very, very nice. Now, can you show me, I'd like to ask you, are you making a certain pattern with the beads that you're stringing?
No.
Okay. It really, really looks nice. This is what the beads look like when they're all strung. This is Joshua Lostetter, and he is in a pilgrim costume, but he's done a beautiful job of stringing his beads, and you can notice the feathers in the center, and they're very colorful. Really did a nice job on those. When the children finished their craft work, they came up to the gym, and so we're now in the gymnasium at Baker, and we have the children divided up into groups so that they can play some special Thanksgiving type games. The children at the moment are doing a game called pumpkin toss, where they're tossing bean bags into pumpkins. There's 3 pumpkins on the floor, and they're trying to get the bean bags inside of them. Once the children complete this game, then they will go to another group with another mother, and she will introduce a new game to them. So there's 3 different areas of this room where they are playing different types of games. Okay, the children are now playing Duck, Duck, Turkey, and Adam Strotz was able to tap this little boy's head, and they ran around. Now this little boy's name is Brad, and he's going around. Oh, there he goes. Okay, they're gonna run around, try to catch each other. Okay. Matt is very deliberate. He's going to make sure that nobody really knows which one he's decided to. There he goes. Okay. This mother is introducing a game called Pilgrim Says, which takes on the same concept as Simon Says. Children are having a really good time. Looks as if we have lots of pilgrims in this group. sometimes it's very nice for the mothers to be able to bring the younger brothers and sisters of the kindergarten students. And as you can see, there's a little one down here who's having a good time getting in on the games, but also likes to know that he can suck his thumb whenever he wants to. This is one of the children's activities that they look forward to the most, and this is when they all come together to do some of their Indian war dance songs, and they all work together to do a special kind of dance together. Mrs. Thompson and Mrs. Pookman have been teaching the children these songs. The next song they're going to do is called the Indian Buffalo Hunt. And this seems to be an all-time favorite, year after year after year, of all the children.
Indian warrior, that's the buffalo on the
children have made their special Indian and pilgrim crafts, and they've gone into the gym, and they've had lots of games and their Indian dances, and really have had a good time this morning. Now they've all come back into the classroom where the mothers have decorated the tables and prepared a wonderful Thanksgiving feast for the children. As you can see, there's lots of mothers here. All of them have really helped make this whole day very special for the kids. The children have been asked not to start eating until everyone has been served, and they also want to give some very special thank yous. The mothers were able to prepare a turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and the children were able to make cranberry relish this week, butter, homemade butter, and also some cornmeal muffins. So some of the food that they're eating are things that they have made themselves over the past week.
Boys and girls, just stop and think a minute about all the things we've been learning all for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and look around the table and pretend that we are back celebrating the very first Thanksgiving. With so many of the things that they did then, we did too. And let's say thank you to our parents and to ourselves, okay?
Give everyone a big clap. Let's have everyone give a big thank you, and then we can get started on it. Butter's on the table, kids.
The placemats that the children are using at the table were placemats that they made themselves. The butter on the table they made this past week by taking some cream and putting it into a covered dish and shaking it over and over and over again until it began to separate. This seemed to be a very interesting activity for them to do. It gave them a real good idea of how butter is made. Two mothers helped to put this feast together for the children. A lot of hard work. And as you can see, they really are enjoying this. It's a lot of fun to get together with your friends and to share a meal. And as you can see, they're really enjoying this, and they're eating. Mrs. Rona Pookman and Mrs. Sherry Thompson are the kindergarten teachers at Baker. This is their morning and afternoon kindergarten classes, and they've spent many hours with the children working towards this day. They're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that they've done over the past couple of weeks to help the children understand the meaning of Thanksgiving.
It has been a busy month. We started out, we talked about how the Indians couldn't go to a store and buy a feather. They had to earn it from the chief. So they've been working on various tasks such as letter recognition and color words and numbers, things of that sort. And so once they had earned it, they were able to get a feather for their Indian headdress or for their turkey. So that, I think, was very special to the boys and girls because they had a little more meaning. They had to work for something in order to get it, just like the Indians had to work very hard for everything that they received long ago.
Mrs. Pookman, I noticed that the children really enjoy the Indian dances and this kind of thing, and I noticed that you were really, enthusiastic. This seems to be a favorite thing of yours.
Oh, this whole holiday is my favorite thing. I just love the whole, I think the children learn so much from this this feast. We learned about environment, our things in our environment. The children made things that they wouldn't normally make. They made this necklace from a tree. Actually, my husband cut down a tree and they decorated it from things that they found here in their environment. They sometimes make clay pots to, see how the Indians made their utensils. We start from the very beginning and we end up here, and it's really exciting.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of the things that the children have on their plates are pint-sized, just right for them. And
Yes.
From what I understand, you've made a lot of food this week. You made several of the things.
Yes, we churned butter, and we
Corn
made
muffins, little
right,
tassy muffins.
Right, and we made cranberries.
And I'm sorry, what made it extra special is they all put a little extra love. They sprinkled love into each because we're finding that the boys and girls are trying things here that they may not necessarily try at home because mom fixed them. Because they put their extra touch in it, it made it really good.
We have a butter churn here that the children.
You see the butter churn? Right here?
A little more modern than the wooden one. We were so excited when our butter really turned into butter that.
Well, as I said, I think that they've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I know that they talk about it a lot, and it really means a great deal to them that all these people have put so much effort into this. And I think sometimes this kind of thing means a lot more to them than even the family gathering together, because it gives them all a chance to really, be themselves, and they make their own things, and I think that that's really important.
They do. I would like to thank the parents. I mean,
We couldn't
without
do
you
this
all-
without the parents because Rona and I work hard during the day, but a lot of parents put so much extra effort into this because it involving 75 students, it couldn't be just the two of us. It had to be the work of all the parents.
Well, we want to thank you, especially, as a parent of a kindergarten student. I really want to thank both of you because this has been just a wonderful, wonderful day for them. And now you can go eat your turkey.
Thank you.